10 TikTok videos in a row get over 100k views.
Do you see yourself
Yeah,
hitting
if
that
you
10K month by the end of this year?
oh yes.
As you guys know, he scaled his barber business from making 1.5K a month to 4.5K a month in literally the span of 90 days. And he went from charging 25 for a standard cut to now charging 50 for a regular haircut. Alright, so we got my boy Omari Blends on the podcast today. As you guys know, he scaled his barber business from making 1.5K a month to 4.5K a month in literally the span of 90 days. And he went from charging 25 for a standard cut to now charging 50 for a regular haircut. Now, Omari, introduce yourself, man. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Like as you said, I'm Omari. I'm from Brisbane and I've been cutting hair for around a year and a half now. When I joined next year, I was charging 25, making around 1.5k a month. So like in the span of 90 days, I've gotten to $50 a cut, which is double the price. I've
Bro,
quadrupled the
literally.
income. So I'm now at 5k a month. So 5 times the income. And I've gotten like 10,000 followers in 90 days. So
Yeah, I remember we literally took you from like literally around 2,000 followers overall, like on all social platforms, to now around 10,000 followers. How's that going for you, man? Like, how did that change your life?
man, it's the publicity. Like people recognize you. That's one thing. And you become known. After all, it's about being the most known barber. So
100%, bro. I
um,
mean, like, look, you can be like the best at cutting hair. You and I both know, bro. Someone can be the best at cutting hair, but if they're not known, then their books aren't going to get packed. That's why I see a lot of barbers who are still charging 40 and they have better cuts than me. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
100%.
But
Yeah.
yeah, bro, it's all about building that brand. It's all about building that publicity. It's all about getting people to know about you and knowing that you can solve certain issues with their haircuts. That's exactly what makes them book with you, no matter what price you're charging. You're literally charging 50 now because of that. You literally went through two price raises ever since the end of February. Like, bro, you're actually crushing it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There you go.
Before joining the mentorship, what did your day to day look like as a barber? Like, how did shit look like on a daily basis as a barber who made 1.5 a month?
All right. So pretty much my days consisted of going to school. Once I get home from school, I wouldn't be booked out. So like I'd just come home. I'd have a pretty, slow day, like pretty
Yeah.
much every day. And like I felt stuck, like I didn't know what I was doing. And I was just posting random before and afters
You got
and just
complacent.
random content I see. Yeah, I was hella complacent. I was stagnant. So, it's completely different now. Like I've been booked out for months now. So
Months.
that's what allowed me to months. And that's what allowed me to raise my prices.
I like that, bro. How does it feel now that you charge 50? Like, how has your life changed from that?
It's pretty insane, I'll be honest, because a couple months ago, like I was dreaming of this spot, and to think that only 3 months later I'm in this spot, and I know I can keep going up. So I mean, it's been crazy just in terms of it's affected me in all aspects of life, really.
Hmm.
I feel like I've matured a lot just from this knowledge and the mindset and stuff like that,
You
and
definitely
all
have, bro. I'll
all
tell you that.
aspects of life.
Like, I'll be honest, bro. You definitely have matured and you've like grown a lot. Like, you're literally coming to the point where all you gotta do is just double your income from now, and you'll be able to start mentoring people as well. Literally, bro. You have bigger social platforms than me as well. So like, you have much more of an advantage than I do right now. All you gotta do is just keep learning how to make more, and to learn how to make more, you literally just keep doing the exact things you're doing, doubling down on every single thing you're doing right now, and you easily hit that first 10K month by the end of the year. But regardless, you're still about to hit your first ever 5K month soon, bro. Like, how does that even feel to you,
I
bro?
already hit it. I already hit
Oh
5k a
shit,
month.
you already hit your first 5K month.
Yeah,
Oh damn, okay, okay.
last 30 days, 5k.
Okay, so we're in the big leagues now. So you've already hit that 5K 30-day period. Damn, okay, that adds a lot more value to this interview then, bro. Literally, like you're like this close to hitting that first ever 10K month. Bro, wow,
I
okay.
mean, I hit 5k at $35 a cut, so we'll see where I go with the 50, but yeah, we'll get it
I'll tell
popping.
you something, you're gonna most likely hit your first ever 7K month around this price. Because right
I
now
reckon.
you're doing 45-minute services, right? If you lower that down to 40, and eventually, like when you start to learn how to become more efficient, like much more efficient, you'll be able to do 35 and then eventually 30, like how I do now. You'll be able to easily get that first 10K month in. Obviously, like that's
I mean,
something.
you hit 10k off cuts alone at 50, so
Yeah,
it's
exactly. So,
possible.
bro, if I can do it at 50, you definitely can.
I mean, I got school though, so
Bro, it doesn't matter. It's never about the age. Bro, it's about how much you're able to do, bro. When you first like started, bro, when you first ever started cutting hair, what was like the biggest mistake that you kept on making that was holding you back from reaching those goals of yours?
for me, it was making like stupid content in terms of like, just mucking around,
Yeah.
like just
There was no purpose
making,
behind it, eh?
funny content, but like really I was just making it for my mates to watch. And if I were to start my career over again, I would start by investing in good knowledge for content and being able to create content from the start, because that would definitely scale me straight up instead of like a slow, gradual
100%, bro. I mean,
rise.
you go through a lot of programs and a lot of mentorships that teach you should do funny viral videos, which is cool, I guess. I guess you get the engagement, but it doesn't really lead anywhere. Like, I'm pretty
Mm.
sure you and I have seen a lot of barbers online that post a lot of funny videos, a lot of videos that get them engagement, but it's the general engagement. It's the type of engagement you don't want. It's the type of engagement you don't want to have around your name as well. Because obviously we're here to, make more money, but we're not here to make money in a degenerate way. We're here to make money in an honorable way. That's exactly why you should be posting the right content. You can post funny content, but it's just you gotta do it in a strategic way as well. The next question I have for you is, bro, how has like this mentorship overall helped you in every aspect in life? How has it affected you? How has it changed you? How has it had an impact on you?
I mean, obviously it's scaled my business, so um, that helps me with many things, mental strength is one.
Yeah,
Um,
you need a lot of
you know,
mental strength for what you're doing. Even when you're charging 50, bro. Like I literally had one of my biggest downfalls when I first charged 50.
I gotta say, barbering comes with a lot of hate. So being in a mentorship definitely teaches you to deal with hate. That's one of the main things.
Barbering is a very
And
envious industry, so
yeah,
100%.
I mean, yeah, it's I definitely have gained a lot of valuable knowledge that most adults probably wouldn't have in terms of like business things. And obviously, my income's gotten higher, so I'm setting myself up for the future. I have the opportunity to invest at like 14, so see how it goes.
You're moving up, bro. And like a lot of you guys don't notice, but Omari is literally like one of my first free students. So he's one of my first free students in the program, and he's literally doing better than most of my students in the program, all because he applied every single thing I said and more. He doubled down on everything I said, and he did more. So if he can do it, you guys can do it as well. How was it mentally going from 25 to 50 a car? Like mentally, how was it like dealing with all the shit on a daily basis? Because you and I both know you dealt with a lot of shit, even at school, even in public. How was that, bro? Tell me.
I'm gonna be honest, it was hard. Like I said before, you need the mental strength because you're
Definitely.
gonna get a lot of hate on this journey. So for me, it was like I got most of my hate came from, most people hate because they're jealous. So,
That's true.
I most of like my journey from 25 to 50 in terms of mental state, like for me it was big jump. So big jump in a short amount of time, so I expected the hate coming, but for me, like, it was pretty insane to me. Like, it didn't really hit me until like a couple of weeks later.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, I really understand like the point where I'm at now. Whereas at the time, like, I kind of just, like, I knew it, but like it didn't hit me. Yeah, like that's basically how it was for me.
I get that.
In terms of like price races.
I'll tell you what, bro, to go from charging around 20 to 50 is such a mental battle, bro, because, like, obviously you're going to lose a lot of clients. That's one thing. Push that to the side. You got to deal with all the noises. You got to deal with everyone telling you it's a bad idea. You even got to deal with the conversations with your parents and your family and your relatives. And it just goes, like, honestly, like, when it comes to dealing with it mentally, it goes down from there. But the thing about going down from there is it only goes up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, I
Once
had
you've reached the
I
lowest,
had
bro.
a
Oh, sorry, I interrupted you.
so I had a lot of unpleasant chats with my parents,
Yeah,
is
that
one.
happens, bro. That's a part of the
Um,
cycle.
and I mean, just having all that negativity talking around you, people talking behind your back, you'll walk past a group and you'll hear them talking about like trash talking you or something. And like they don't know, but like that affects you more than they think. So you have
Definitely.
to have that mental strength to definitely s- um hold back against that and hold your ground so that you keep your self-worth. So remember that remember your self-worth.
Oh, definitely. And it takes a lot of resilience as well, bro. That's like what people don't really
Oh yeah.
realize. This shit like is actually hard, bro. It's not easy to go from 20 to 54 haircut. And I'm proud of you, bro. Like you're making some big fucking moves now. Which actually leads on to my next question. Was there ever a point where you doubted the process or you wanted to quit? And tell me what happened.
All the time. It's not just one time, it happens all the time. But for me, the biggest time where that happened was probably, honestly, not the raise from 35 to 50. For me, it was 25 to 35. And the
Mm.
reason why is because that was my first ever, like, proper planned price raise. So it
Yeah.
felt different for me, and I got a lot of hate for it, like more than 35 to 50, which is surprising. So I got so much hate for it, and at the time I didn't really know how to deal with it because I hadn't been through it. Whereas this time, like I've been through it, so I know how to deal with it. But that time, like it was very mentally draining having all that hate. But one thing that helped me was having, my mentors, be able to walk me through it. But yeah, like at that point, I definitely had the urge to just give up because, my content at the time, it was doing all right. But then I had this point where I was doing really well with my content and then it started dropping off and that really got to my head.
Yeah, I remember that. I
So
remember you talking to me about your content. All the views were going down a little bit, but then we ended up fixing it later. Here's the thing about social media, what people don't realize is views are eventually going to drop. You just need to find your way around it.
yeah, I mean, I had probably 10 TikTok videos in a row get over 100K views.
Mm.
And then after that, I started getting ones that are like 10K. And then there was like 50K, 10K, and then it started getting like 3K every time.
Yeah.
And that got to my head. But then I learned to, remember that the reason why it's not getting as much is because I started focusing more on professional, conversion content. And really those videos that were getting lower views were getting me more money because I was getting more clients from it because I was appealing to the right audience. So obviously the funny content's going to get you more views, but it didn't convert as much as the professional more content.
How did you find your way around that? How did you like get past that and like start surpassing those views again? And I saw you did a 1 million view video the other day. How did you like
Yep.
get back on track? What was it? What was like that one factor?
For me was getting rid of the scripts
Mm.
because I never do a scripted consultation anymore.
Yeah. Because
The
honestly,
videos that were
bro,
getting me,
honestly, you're literally at that point where you don't really have to do scripted consultations anymore.
100% don't
You can
need
kind
to.
of just go with the flow
Um,
and look,
yeah,
it's good to do scripted consultations, but obviously, like, when you're still a beginner and stuff, but when you find something that works in consultations, double down on that. It doesn't always have to be, are you from this area? Are you from that area? If you find something that works and you find something that's converting and find something that's getting so much engagement and views, you have to double down on that. Those are just templates
100%.
that you slowly work off. It's a base. It's literally just like a foundation, and then you eventually find your own flow from there.
For me, the something that really helped me with making consultations is pre-planning the hook, but not the rest of the video. So I pre-plan the hook, usually using a reaction really worked well for me. So like pulling the hat off or getting the client to be, or like I react to their hair or whatever. And then, whatever it is, have that reaction, work off that. And then from then on, it just flows and you just have a conversation. Because when you do scripted, the client is thinking about the camera because it's like a
Mm.
script. Whereas when you
Yeah.
do it raw, they're having a conversation with you, so it's much more authentic. And yeah, it worked way better for me. And then I upgraded the editing skills, and that just made everything pop off really.
Yeah, I saw, bro. Like your editing skills have literally just popped off ever since there. I'm pretty sure you hired some editors, right?
100%, yeah.
Bro, your
Got
videos are
got my editor.
looking like higher quality now, bro. Like you're literally set to take over. Literally. How
I
many
mean,
followers are you at now on TikTok?
I am on TikTok. I am on 5.4.
Holy, bro, you're actually killing it. Oh my goodness, bro. My student is literally killing it, bro. Bro, congrats, man, honestly. We're gonna move on to the final question and then we will move forward from there. Bro, like all the barbers who are watching this right now, a lot of these barbers, they're not able to invest into the program or they're still curious about the program or, they have their concerns or they want to scale like you, even though you're not at this 10K months yet. They want to scale as fast as you've scaled and they're taking you as an inspiration. What's one piece of advice you'd give them? Or even if you have more than one?
For me,
Yeah.
I was definitely in that situation because even though I didn't pay for this one, I got my other mentorships, and they're pretty like, for me. The main thing was the price, and because it's gonna be you're paying for their time after all, right?
Oh no no no!
So
I mean like, so I mean like the barbers who are still not making that much a month. What's a piece of advice you can give to them? Like a big piece of
oh,
advice, like coming from the heart.
cut that bit out then.
No, no, of course, of course.
Wait, can you ask the question?
So there's a lot of barbers right now that are watching and who aren't at the level that they want to be at right now. And obviously you're not at 10K yet, but you have scaled your business as fast as possible in the span of 3 months.
Yep.
You've shown them that this shit is possible. You've literally built thousands upon thousands of new followers in the last few months, had millions upon millions of views on new videos that I mentored you to do. What's one piece of advice that you can give these barbers who are stuck at under 1.5K a month or even around that even around that amount, that could really help them. What's one piece of advice? Or even if you have two pieces.
All right, so the main thing that I would say for if if you're stuck or feeling complacent is to don't be scared to invest, and not just in mentorships or whatever, but I'm talking, you know, anything that's going to help you in terms of making more money or more whatever. So for me, something that really helped me was buying a backdrop. So that's just one example, but there's so many things out there that can, make your business, grow higher. That could be investing in a product brand or anything. And even then, like that gets you the business knowledge as well. And another thing that I would say is just double down on all the content that works. Content is really going to get you much further than you'd expect. Like I didn't expect content to get me this far, but like once you start doing it, you really realize how much power social media has. So,
Exactly, bro.
get onto it as early as possible. Get onto everything as early as possible, and just don't be afraid to learn, because you always want to be the dumbest in the room. You don't want to be, drop your ego because you're not the best, and you're
Exactly.
never going to be. So you gotta keep learning from the best, but aim to be the best, but don't get an
Yep.
ego. That's the thing.
If you're the smartest in the room, then you're never going to grow. You're never going to learn nothing new. And you're never going to set higher expectations for yourself because there's nothing high to set.
Let me say that's the reason. One of the reasons why I joined, the mentorships, because I wanted to learn from the best, really. So
Appreciate that, G.
learning, putting myself lower than people around me. If I put people that are higher around me, I learn from them, I grow.
I like that, bro. Honestly, it's a good way to think as well, bro. Because if you always have a big ego to the point where you're not willing to accept people's, knowledge, and you're not willing to accept the fact that people have the source that you need to scale, then you're gonna forever stay complacent. You're always gonna stay stuck, and you're never gonna progress. That's just what it is.
Let me tell you, the worst thing you can do in terms of your career is to believe that you know better.
Oh yeah, bro. That's
Always,
like
always take the advice,
exactly, bro.
unless
I've
they're
met a lot of
lower
barbers
than you.
like that, bro.
Never think you know better than anyone else.
Very true. All right, we're gonna move on to one last question, bro. To anyone who's still hesitating on investing into this program, to investing into this mentorship, what's like one piece of advice you got to give them?
I mean, there's always going to be barriers. I personally, I had to think about it a lot. But at the end of the day, I knew that it was going to get me there to where I wanted to be. And I valued where I wanted to be higher than, the price or whatever. So, if you want it that bad, you're going to do it. So for me, I wanted it bad. So I wanted to be up, up the top. So, I invested. So if I were to say to someone who's complacent or is hesitating on joining the mentorship on the program, I just say you have to win the mental battle against the doubt, because doubt's always going to be there.
100%.
But you have to be willing to invest. If you're not willing to invest, it pretty much shows that you're not going to put in the work either. You have to put the work in as well.
100%.
Because if you're going to invest, obviously you got to make your you got to get your money's worth or whatever. So I've seen barbers, they join the mentorship, right? They invest, they don't put the work in, then they get upset because they didn't get the results. But really, it's on you for not getting results, because if the mentor's putting in the work but you're not, the mentor won't put more work in, because if you're not giving the work, then
100%.
so I just say, just don't be scared to invest, because it's gotten me to here, and that was the best decision I've made in terms of my career at the moment. So
Exactly. And it's not about how much you're investing into, it's about how much you're going to get out of it. Let's say I invested 1.5 into a program tomorrow. That's guaranteed to get me $10,000 a month in the span of 3 months. And I'm currently stuck at 5K a month. It doesn't
you
matter
make
about
it
that
back pretty quickly.
1.5K. Because let's say I didn't invest into that program and I still stay complacent. I was still doing the exact same thing. 1 year from now, I make $1,000 every month. By the end of the year, I'll only make $10,000. Whereas if I did invest into the mentorship, I'll have 10 times that. I'll have $100,000 by the end of the year. And that 1.5 will mean absolutely nothing to me.
I mean, that's how it's been for me. I invested, at the
I
time it
know,
was
bro.
a
You've
lot.
invested so much into mentorships. And look where you are, bro. You've built so much digital leverage, bro, that if you just keep going at the exact same pace you're going, and obviously just improve it along the way, you will hit those 10K months. It's only a matter of time.
I'm gonna be honest. I I had a lot of disappointment from my parents for spending so much on mentorships.
Bro,
But
it made
now
me, don't worry.
they trust me now because I did spend that behind their back. I bought mentorships behind their back,
Yeah, that's
and
literally what I did when I invested as well.
and I mean they trust me now because look, I've gotten like within the first like week of being in the mentorship, I had my first ever 100K views, and every video after that for about 10 videos were all hitting 100K views in the first week because I went through the modules. So that's
Bro. Now
some
you're
food
up.
for thought.
Literally, now you're up. One last question before we end this thing off, bro. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 months from now working with me? Because we still got a long way ahead, bro.
I see myself, at the top. You gotta aim big,
Do you see yourself hitting
If
that
you,
10K month by the end of this year?
oh yes,
Bro,
yes.
like, if we can
I don't
move,
want to be, I don't want to have an ego, but yes, I do see that, and I believe that I will hit it. Not even in the next five, maybe in the next three. Who knows?
bro, like, you're literally, would you ever think that this entire year that you'd be halfway there?
No, no. I'll be honest. At the start of this year, I wouldn't even believe that I was at 5K. If my future self came and said you'll hit 5K before the end of the year, then I wouldn't believe it. But we're not even halfway through the year, and I've hit 5K. So yeah,
Omari, bro, it was good talking to you today. I'm glad we did this interview. I'm glad we hopped on this podcast and we talked it out, bro, because honestly, you're a killer, bro, and you're gonna absolutely smash it for the rest of the year. I'm looking forward for the big shit we're about to do. And guys, if you guys still don't have the sufficient funds to invest into this program, I still want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel so you're still able to get some free games, some free value, some free sauce out of me and my interviews with my students. And it's only up from here, man. Amari, would you like to
yes,
say
sir.
anything before we finish off today, bro?
Run towards fear
Exactly, bro. When you have fear, bro, you need to execute immediately. Literally.
and run towards it.
Exactly.
Run towards it.
Run when you say fear, run towards it, bro. Exactly. But anyways, man, that's
Yeah.
it. It was good having you today, Amari. I'll see you guys in the
Yes,
next
sir.
one.